Assalamu alaikum. Vipi bwana? Poa sana.
Na masuala ya bahari, katibu wa kudumu, pia katibu wa kudumu masuala ya bahari, Tanariver Meja mstaafu Tatu Godhana Gadaye, wanakamati wa utenda.
You and the PS have laid the foundation of our discussion going forward. Today, why are we here? What do we need to discuss? And the opportunities that lie within the county and the necessary steps that must be taken, the action that must be planned, so to ensure that our people and the country largely benefits from its God-given endowment or natural resources. So, Governor, you and I have had many discussions around the potentials in terms of minerals in your area. And strangely, I don't know whether it is because of your background in the military or, I don't know, your connection or your reverendhood. Something tells you something. Because most often you'll tell me, you know, in my place I have coltan. In my place I have copper. I've never known you to be a geologist. Me and you have been friends for 20 years. I've never known you to have participated in any geological discussions. So possibly later on you'll find some time to tell me, are you in the evening or at night working with my staff, or what's the story? Because how do you know all this information? But that lessens our work and burden today. Because then it means, therefore, we don't need to convince you that you have endowments or geological valuables. We don't need to tell you that. You already know it. Even though I know most of you believe it's mostly just gypsum. Because there was a rush. There was a rush for gypsum. Everybody just wanted to do gypsum. And at some point I was going to talk to my teams, Enoch and them, and Kaituku, and to possibly check, because I don't know whether we've even tested the gypsum that comes from your place. Has it been to the lab, really? Has it, Enoch? Partly. We really need to establish, are we really extracting just gypsum, or gypsum, how does it go? It goes on its own, or sometimes it combines with other minerals? Evaporates. So like which minerals, for example? Phosphate. Salt. So the question that we need to ask ourselves is, are we achieving what a business mind would endeavor to achieve? Like, are we benefiting? Are we getting maximum benefit from the current extraction that is happening? Are we maximizing the benefits? Because if you're mining copper, there are certain factors you would want to look at that will require you to invest more on prospecting or exploration, so that you know how much of copper do you have, how much of gold or zinc or silver or whatever it is you have, and then you make a decision what possibly could be more viable for an investment and better returns. Paul, am I right? You're our economist. Niko kama nimeteleza sema. Iko nje hiyo. So Sisi tuko hapa Tanariver. We are looking at the potential. We are already extracting. Even though I was in Chardende the other day, and the guy who came, and my geologists from the ground and the teams from the county, you will go back. There's a guy who came with a big placard, PS, and said, and the guy had 2 placards. One said, CS, people are leaving us with barren land and abandoned quarries. That is one. So I noticed it. And I said, okay, I've heard you, my team will come, and the team from Tanariver, you should go there. And give me a plan. Kama mtu, and you know, sometimes you don't have to call Harry Kimtai in Nairobi to ask for direction on matters that are straightforward. You are an officer on the ground, representing the minister and the PS, right? If you have gone and seen someone who is doing something wrong, don't wait for our direction. You act. Because when will we come to Chardende? Like, I was there last week. When is the next time I'm going to be there? Probably it'll take some time, because we have to be in the whole country. So you guys must act on your own volition. When you go to the ground and you find that someone is mishandling and mismanaging, why are you there? Mshahara mnalipwa ni nini nyinyi? Ama kuvaa suti? Wewe. Badilisha hiyo mienendo, umesikia? So we don't wait for me and the PS and the secretary and my directors to come to the ground for us to be told things are wrong. So please, can we see a difference in Tanariver? Because there's very many companies we have licensed for gypsum mining there. There are many. So go and straighten them, meaning they involve the community. And you should be able to scale. If you imagine that this is a bigger cadastral block than normal and doesn't qualify for permit, you write a report to Harry. To MPS, we have found that this guy has a permit, but we need to turn it into a mining license where we need, and possibly form this CEDA committee so they can benefit. Royalties can be paid, percentages can be paid to the community, and restoration can be done. So can I be assured that it will be different in Tanariver? Sindio? Mko na gari nyinyi? Mko na petroli? Mko na mshahara? Sasa shida iko wapi? Tukubaliane? From today, you're going to hit the ground running. Mukae chini. And I'll tell you why I've told these officers this. Because, Governor, we have earmarked Tanariver as one of those greatest counties with greatest opportunities in terms of mining. Sioni mimi vile mutalalamika tena mambo ya maji. If we unlock the potential in mining, I don't see how you will complain on matters energy and water and support infrastructure. And if anything, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Governor, I think if there's anything that needs you to possibly or probably put a lot of focus on today, kwenda mbele, is mining. I'm telling you. Na msiseme tukuambia, Governor, tuliwaita hapa Tanariver hii. You said we've constituted ourselves as Tanariver. If we do not do and take certain steps today, basi tutajilaumu mwenyewe. But if, like the way my Secretary Onyancha said here, that you started right, you get it right. So we are here to start it right. Tumepima sisi, tukaangalia madini Kenya iko wapi mingi, shamba kubwa, and we have categorized Tanariver as one of 5 priority counties. 5 priority counties. Na tumeongea na wengine, tumekubaliana kwamba we will model some mining activities. Tutaweka kitu hapa kwa kuleta investment ambayo iko in a structured way. So wewe mtu ya investment corporation, Mr. Chairman and Mr. CEO, if you wanted to be busy, there lies your opportunity. And I like the model, whether you can see it, Chairman. I like the model. Unajua sasa wewe ni mjanja wewe. Wewe ni mjanja, una mbali kweli kweli. Because you now possibly have a better way to participate. Sindio? You have a clear way to participate with your investment cooperation team. Waje waseme sasa mpango ndio huu. Where is our role? Na unajua hii kaunti zetu za pwani hizi na nyinyi viongozi mko hapa. Hizi zina kazi. I have looked at minerals all over the country. Ile lugha ambayo nasikiaga hapa kwetu ni ya ajabu. Peke yake, by the way. If you went, we were engaging with people of Pokot. You know, them they were asking of how they will benefit. We have engaged with people of other places, Samburu, they came with, tell us, how do we extract responsibly, how do we benefit? Okay? We have interacted with people Tharaka Nithi. Tharaka Nithi wanasema, sisi tunangoja, hata ile exchequer, we know mining, ikifungua, hata exchequer isipokuja tutakuwa sawa. Yeah. Governor was saying, Mimi, I'm looking forward so that when I start collecting royalties, because the PS here had done some simulation and it gave them the potential. And even we gave them the stories of, for example, what's going on in Kwale with base titanium, how much was paid to the counties, how much was paid to community over that period. And we did the one for Bushangala and Isulu and Ramula and Siaya County. And Kakamega will benefit immensely. We're saying, can you imagine a community around Kakamega? Now, for example, let's turn the conversation. You have a community in Kwale, community, in a mining affected area. Not in Kwale, not in Msambweni constituency, not in Msambweni ward or Lungalunga ward, in an area where the communities are affected by the mining activities, receiving 900 million shillings. Hello? Can you imagine a community that sits in the village there? Isabu imepigwa, imeambiwa 900 ndio zenu. Given to who? SIDAC. Community development committees who have done an agreement with the mining company and government is supporting. Can you imagine? Mutakilia hii mambo ya maji Chardende. Na governor huyu mumtie pressure alete like million 20 that you can, create $1 billion, $2 billion, 500 million. Where should we be focused? If I was to ask you a question, where should we be focused? Should you be focused in queuing at Mbadi's office looking for exchequer, or should you be focused in Mashinani with the Ministry of Mining on opening up the opportunities? Where would you be focused? Where should you be focused? Si huku kwetu, to open the opportunities, isn't it? Halafu, Governor, huku kwetu, Coast, jimbo la Pwani hili, it is the only place that mimi ushangaa na ile drama ambayo tuko nayo. And it because possibly we need all of us to provide. Unajua hapa Hari, wacha nikwambie. Mimi nimesikia mazungumzo yote. Hapa kwetu tu. Juzi hapa kuna mahali kunaitwa Nyari. Our mining secretary has been there. And I'm sure this is a project you'll take up. There's someone who came and worked with the county and the leaders and many other people to want to mine titanium. To want to mine titanium. Kaeka investment plan, nimesema nitaleta. I looked at their plans. They were going to invest like $300-400 million in the first phase. Meaning in Nyari, in Ganze there, where our people are very poor, maskini, watu wanasota. Mtu anasema, mimi nitakuja hapa nilete kwanza $300-500 million investment. What does it tell you? It tells you, kijiji kizima kitapata kazi hapo. Kijiji kizima. Kama best titanium, that was not a very large mining operation. It was a large operation, but not very large. It employed close to 2,000 young people. Close to 2,000. Ile directly, wale wako kwa kazi. Kando wale ambayo wanafanya support services. Wale wa kuleta transport, wale wa kufanya kusupply chakula, wale wa kusupply vitu vidogo, vitabu, kalamu, uniforms, all that. wale directly. Lakini the thing that comes out strongly from our communities, jamaa amesema, mimi nimeambiwa huu mchanga ukiguswa mimi sitozaa. Mwingine anasema mimi nimeambiwa hii ikitolewa nguvu zangu za kiume zimeenda. Na mmoja akasema, and that I have the record. Mmoja alisema, alisema mimi hapa wanakuja kutaka kuchoa hii madini, nasikia hii madini ni mbaya, saa hii nikizungumza hapa sijui kama nilikufa ama niko hai. Ameongea kwa TV, national TV. Na ajabu ni kwamba akirudi nyumbani hali ni ngumu. Na kutolewa kwa madini si mara ya kwanza. This is not the first time or the first place that extraction of minerals is going to happen. Within our own country there are places where they have good stories. Sasa mimi nawaambia sisi, kwa sababu mimi najua, there is a similar story in Kipini kwa ndugu zangu, and I was there the other day. Wameniambia hivyo. Wewe ni mwana MCA wa Kipini hapa, Kipini North ama West. In Kipini the stories are the same. Best Titanium are the first ones who went to Kipini. Best Titanium. Walivomaliza hapa, they had earmarked Kipini for an investment. They went, collected samples, did some geology work. P.S. I don't know whether you've seen the report. And they found it viable. They wanted to invest. Na mimi nataka governor huyu ametembea kule Best. Sasa hii as we speak, Best Titanium imefunga. Imeisha. Wamewacha pale nini? Wamewacha pale damu ya maji kubwa sana ambayo ina supply the entire place kwa wananchi wa maji. Wameacha infrastructure ya umeme kubwa mpaka imekuwa excess. We've even told, the president guided us, we're removing some of it to share it to Garissa County. Because we don't need it. The infrastructure for energy is greater than what is needed on the ground. What have they left? Infrastructure, barabara. Sivyo? Then CSR na shule. Mashule ukienda pale ukitembea Kwale utakuta hii imejengwa na base. Scholarships. Young people who have been sent to school fully paid for by Best Titanium. But what does this Kipini man or woman say when an investor goes there? Anasema hii mali itatudhuru. Itatudhuru, mimi sijui nitakuwa kesho siko. Na waikanyaga deli, hajakudhuru maisha, hayamdhuru babu yako wala babu yake babu yako. Wewe itakudhuru vipi? So you'd rather you struggle, and where by the government is offering another support program. PS Bates has given me the list of what we do there. But you'd rather uingie boat, wende ungangane ulete kilo moja ya samaki 2-3, kwa laki 20. And ignore the possibly most sustainable way of raising your standards of living. Tumeelewana hapo, Mr. Speaker? And we have to be very serious about it. Harry Kimtai here spoke about our role and our participation in the creation of Sovereign Wealth Fund. I know for a fact if we open up fully mining in this country, maybe we'll contribute greater percentages than any other institution in our sovereign fund. Because the monies in there are in trillions. Umeelewa hiyo? Trillions. Mrima alone here. Mrima in Kwale. The lowest report we have seen ni bilioni 60 na kitu. Wengine wanasema hata bilioni, hatujui. Let it not be reported because I'm the Minister for Mining kwamba I've given a figure. We do not know the figure. But we hear of crazy figures. Trillions of shillings. Yani budget ya Kenya ni 4 trillion. Sasa usikie mahali kuna kama mara 10 ya budget ya Kenya. Si utachizi kidogo? Na utaanza kusema let us focus here. Lakini sisi tuko na story nyingine tu ile ya mtaani, mchanga huu. La ajabu ni kwamba hata hapa Nyari sasa wasema investment, alafu wakaanza kuchukua vigunia vingine, wale wajanja wakaanza kuchimba wakatia kwenye vigunia mchanga mweusi hivi, heavy minerals, titanium, wakaweka kwa gunia. Sasa wanatafuta mnunuzi. Utapata wapi mnunuzi? Haiuzwi hivyo, mpaka ioshwe, iwe concentrate, itolewe ule uchafu, usafi weke kando, then it is put to the market. So you have a role, and your role as a citizen of this is not necessarily kwenda kuchimba. You could play your role in a artisanal form or cooperative, mwende mchimbe kiasi, lakini tuweke investment ya kuongeza value or value addition, so that ukipata uchimbe uweke hapa ndio upate rasilimali. So mimi governor, naona hii Tanariver hii ikijipanga, and governor and I have been friends for a long time. We were at some point assistant ministers together. Huyu kwa naibu waziri na mimi naibu waziri, kwa mbunge tulichaguliwa siku moja mimi na huyu, na nimemjua sana. Kila siku akilalamika, tena siku nyingine udai mjanja upiga meza, nyi muongee mambo ya Mombasa na Kilifi, what about Tanariver? Huyu. So governor, I give you your opportunity and I challenge you today. You want truly to transform Tanariver? Minerals is the way. Minerals is the way. Sasa mimi nataka tukubaliane hapa. We are going out to find investment in the ministry. We're deliberate about certain assets tunataka kuzipanga in Kwale, Tharaka Nithi, Embu, Samburu, and we have included Tanariver. So nataka tukubaliane kwamba kuanzia hapa tutakubaliana we sample one model in Tanariver. Sijui kama tumekubaliana ama tungoje mpaka mwaka ujao. Speaker, we wait until next year? We do it when? When do we do it?
As soon as you are ready.
Hiyo ni technical way of reply. Tell me, when do we do it? We do it yesterday, we do it tomorrow, we do it today.
Your office is the one.
We do it today.
Because we are ready today, we wish.
Well, me I'm ready, you're the ones who's not ready. Nyinyi mnasemaga mchanga huu ukishika nguvu za kiume zapotea sisi. So I want to pose a question. Should we do it yesterday? Should we do it next year? Or should we do it today? Sahi? Yesterday. Kwa hivyo kama tumeanza jana, sasa hivi tunasonga. Kwa hivyo governor unasema tusonge kuanzia sasa hivi bila kufikiria mara mbili. Sio kesho tunchelewa. That's the spirit. So Mr. Speaker, uko na kazi ya kufunza MCAs wetu warudi mashinani and educate the people. Finally, I want to give you two figures, and when the PS comes back here to do a presentation, he will break it down for you. Hapa kuna MCA ambaye amepiga more than 2 terms. 3? Umpiga ngapi? 3 terms. Kama umpiga 3 terms, then you must know an MCA called Mzee Yusuf in Lungalunga. He's been there, I think, 4 terms. Mzee Yusuf, unamjua? Wewe unamjua, labda mkumbuki. He's one of the longest serving politicians in the region here. Tulienda kuwatembelea watu wa Kwale, tukapiga story mambo ya best titanium na Mrima. Sasa there were some people that were initially resisting. Then Mzee Yusufu stood and spoke. Alimwambia Hari Kimtai, wewe Hari, do you think you are the only one with a home in Kilimani? Na wewe Waziri Joho, unafikiria wewe peke yako uko na nyumba Kilimani Nairobi? Hata mimi niko na nyumba Kilimani Nairobi. And we're trying to make sense on what is he going? What is he saying? Hari, unakumbuka story? Akasema, mimi mtoto wangu nampeleka shule Nairobi, tena shule ya kileo. Where is this MCA going to? Kasema bana, mimi this best titanium vile imefungwa, na tamani mulete ingine kama hizi 3 4 zifunguke haraka, because I was supplying best titanium na huduma service that they used to pay me 2 million shillings every month. Nikasema kazi gani hiyo? Transport only. Basi tunakupeleka wafanyikazi. Jamaa anadunga mita 2. PS akinunua nyumba Kilimani na yeye amenunua. Hello? I'm telling you. Watoto wake wanasoma shule mzuri. Na hiyo ni huduma moja basi la kubeba wafanyikazi. Wafanyikazi hao wanakunywa chai, wanakula, wanatumia choo. Kuna petroli hapo ya kusupply. Kuna uniform za kusupply. Huduma tele za kusupply. Hiyo ni moja. And then, by the way, I went further. I found out that, I don't know about the right figure. Paul will help me find out at some point. Then, the local content, ile expenditure ambayo wanatumia wale base tena ya huduma, it was in billions. Sasa huyo MC ampata a small portion of 2 million a month. But they were spending, I think, maybe 1 or 2 billion as running costs. So meaning the economy of the area there, pesa yote naingia wapi? Pale. Then, the other interesting story is when Harry Kimtai went to Kakamega. Kakana watu wanasema, oh, hii mali sijui nini, stories zingine ofitini wengine unajua. And by the way, it's very unfortunate. I know, for example, some of those people, very idiotic thinking, uzembe kabisa, yani sija of the highest order. You know, you heard what Munyoro said about, alisema sijui ni 6 trillion. 6.8 trillion. At night, the same guy was calling some leaders and telling them that, you know, we just want to find a way to block these guys today and do this after we've removed them. Yeah. Anasema tutaifanya tukishawatoa tutatoa adhabu. Kwanza wewe ulikuambia utatutoa nani? Kwa nini Mungu? Maana kama ni siasa hapa ni headquarter, ukija tu aja. Ni headquarter hapa. Sio raisi. Hey. So the whole idea was around tuzuie hao wasifanye tujafanya wakati wetu. Wakati wenu ni upi? Kwanza kama mtangoja nyinyi mkammoja wakati wenu, huyu William Ruto tamaliza hii, atamaliza mwaka ujao 2 term, alafu mimi ndo naja. Wewe waje saa ngapi? Wakati gani huo? Hivyo ndivyo ilivyo. Ebe hawaelewi wale watu. Bosi yangu anakula 2 term, alafu naanza yangu 2 term. Baada ya hapo, sasa utakuja lini? Na mimi nataka tuifungue leo. So Harry broke it down. Tell me if you are a serious Kenyan, if truly you love the people of this country and you want to serve them diligently with utu na ubinadamu, you have a project, and if you break it down, and my teams led by the PS broke it down for them and told them, if you open up this mining, you are likely to get the 1% gross that amounts to 6 billion shillings in 8 years. 8 years. The affected community around the mining place are likely to get 6 billion shillings in 8 years. Hello? Not Kakamega County. Not the constituency, not the ward, the affected area. County bado iko na yake. County bado iko na yake some 20%. And then someone has the audacity or guts to tell someone, don't do it today. Wait, hapana mali yetu. Nisema kabisa bana hii hatutaki. Wacha ikae kwa ground, tutaitoa siku zingine. Siku zingine hapa Mrima tulikutana na mzee wa kaya ambaye alituambia sisi, mimi na yeye sasa ni mtu mzima si mtoto. Amesema mimi babangu alikuwa mzee wa kaya hapa, kaya ya Mrima. Kama mnajua kaya ziko wapi Mrima, pale kuna kaya inaitwa kaya Mrima. Asa babangu ndo alikuwa mzee wa kaya Mrima hapa. Na alikuwa akatuambia hapa tuna mali hapa. Sisi maskini tuna mali nyingi hapa chini. Lakini alikufa, hakuona ndururu. Sasa mimi ndio mzee. Mimi sitaki kusema pia iko mali hapa pia mimi niende. Nisione tena mtoto wangu hivyo hivyo, nitakaitoke leo. Ngani ione nikiwa hai. Umeelewa hiyo? And that is the question we pose today. Tunataka itoke leo ama kesho ama kesho kutwa ama saa hii? Mbona siwasikii? Saa hii. Saa hii tuanze. Kazi ianze saa hii. Sio jana, sio juzi, sio kesho, ianze leo. We agree we begin the journey to unlock the mining potential in Tanariver today. Structurally, transparent, and in an open manner. So that everybody is aware of what comes, how the benefits are shared, what is extracted, the maximum beneficiation, value addition, and ensuring employment and wealth creation within your places happen. Tumekubaliana paka hapo? So mimi nataka ni wa request tutembee safari pamoja. Na sasa mko na kazi ya kuhighlight yale mambo ambayo mnaambia watu. One, msisikize hizo fitina za nini? Za kwamba sijui ukitoa madini utozaa. Kama nguvu za kiume zimkwenda Sheikh. Si madini. Si madini. Hiyo hailetwi na nini? Madini. Na kama kuna madini ambayo yana madhara ya kufanya ama radioactive ama hazardous, there are means and ways that we will be able safely to do so. Sivyo? Ama namna gani? There are means kwamba tufanye safely together with the other government agencies such as National Environmental Management Authority, NEMA, and then kama kuna forest, the forest people and forest association, and we do a process that is so transparent at a civil society. Civil society can come and oversee that we're doing it transparent and in an open manner. So, Governor, Mr. Speaker, Maureen, Acting Secretary, on behalf of your County Secretary, and everybody else, my request, and Chairman and the CEO of Tanariver Investment Corporation, if there is one thing that's going to keep Tanariver busy, if we're deliberate about, and specific, is mining. Tumekubaliana? Finally, Harry, you'll bear with me for a minute because your colleagues are here and they have some work they've done in Tanariver. It's good that we highlight them so that msimone tu amekuja hapa. Kwa mfano kama PS Adan Miller. PS Adan Miller is looking after maritime. And PS Adan Miller, through the institution, is looking after Kenya Maritime Authority, has invested in rescuing boats in the Tanariver area, and Governor knows. Zamani watu wavuvi wakizama wanapotea. Sasa hii tunawafuata na maboti ya KMA. Na vile vile tumetembea pale na Betsy. I was in Kipini, by the way. The construction is going on well. We need to push iishi haraka. But the government has put in Kipini 151 million shillings to create a landing site for our fisher folk. This government has put another 116 million in Minjira office. Na government hii imepeana 463 million worth of grant to different groups, women, young people, youth, and so on, to do projects like uvuvi, hoteli, and we have a lot of positive stories. Crab farming, I saw. Rabbit fish farming, I saw some people creating ponds. This government has supported these programs. And we have also given several boats, including patrol boats, worth about 5.86 million shillings that is looking after the area. but we've invested in Tanariver more than 70 million in search and rescue. And you'll bear me witness, especially the MCA from Kipini North, is it? Kipini West. You're closer to the sea, right? We don't have as much as watu kupotea sasa kama zamani. Ni kweli uongo? Yes. Because the government has readied itself and is available to rescue when someone, bahari mtu akipotea, chap boat inaenda kurescue watu. And sahi, Governor, you know, me and you have made a plan on procurement of at least 3 or 4 high seas fishing boats. And that one is ongoing. Tumesema nyinyi mfanye kama jumuiya. Inaendelea procurement. Ndo Mombasa wapate zao, Kwale, Tanariver and Kilifi. Msiseme kwamba serikali haijawapatia support. Imewapa paka boti za kuingia baharini kwenda kuleta tani 20, tani 30 za samaki zije. Then we've built for you landing sites. Na barafu. Pale Kipini kuna barafu, la friji lile kubwa la barafu. Samaki ikija ako safely kept. Now jumuiya ya county pia ifanye kazi yake sasa. Open up the market, go and negotiate greater deals. I have sat with the Italian minister myself. We have agreed after Ramadan, sahi kusafiri ni ngumu. Kazi ni mingi kidogo tufanye hapa. Then we will go and renegotiate for extra projects. So, I would like to invite Harry to come back here and make some presentation. But before he does that, I know there will be the formal question that will come from the speaker. Shall I go sitting down there and be convinced that we agreed kazi ni sasa? Nikaa hapo nikikonvinziwa in my mind kazi ni sasa? Hamna energy. Sasa mbona mjibu? Niende nikikaa hapa tukubaliana kazi lini? Sahi. Mungu awabariki. Harik, please.
Welcome to Tanariver County, and we are very happy and delighted today that you made your plans to come and meet us as Tanariver, both the executive and the county assembly, for us to deliberate on matters mining in Tana. Me and you have had many of these meetings on different things, and this is one of those meetings that is key for us to probably follow up from where we have been discussing with you. Here we were planning to have so many. The CC for environment and climate change was to be here, trade was to be here, the legals. So Tanariver was delighted that we had this. But those that are here represents the rest of them, and that those that are not here are actually on their way from other commitments to make it here. Whether they come or they don't come, but they are part of this conversation. I'm here again, Waziri, because I'm the chair of the Jumuiya Counties of Pwani. That's why you see Njama here. Our CEO, Nzai, you know, we've worked with. He's in Nairobi now. But we brought him Njama so that we can follow through this conversation. Us at the Jumuiya level, which you left when you were vice chair, ulikuwa hapa. Njama unamjua, mimi unanijua. We have also been in this conversation as governors of the region, following from the Go Blue, which is still within your ministry. And the idea was for us to lobby with partners to extend the period for the Go Blue, and then expand the programs to cover tourism as a livelihood from just fisheries and agriculture. So as governors of a region, we went to Italy and lobbied with the Italian government or the Italian Agency for African Development to pick it up from there under European Union to agree that now that Malindi has somehow, it was not meant to be, but somehow became a successful pilot for Italian tourism, there was need to expand tourism beyond Malindi and looking at the entire JKP region, Tanariver, Taita, Kwale, Lamu, Mombasa, and Taita Taveta. so that the whole of the tourism circuit for the region is opened up for tourism. We're looking at this, Waziri, because when we are looking at footprints, the region, both the Tsavo East and Tsavo West, and then Kwale and Lamu and Balindi, has not been fully opened up for tourism in terms of conservation assets and in terms of biodiversity and ecosystems. And so when we're talking about tourism, it's just two things. One is conservation assets and heritage assets. Now, looking at the footprints for heritage assets, we have, of course, a number of them. The other day, just before the closure of the year, we had celebrations in Taita Taveta on the memorial graves. You know, Pate in Lamu has footprints for the French. The UAE region or the Arab region had footprints in Lamu, in Kipini, in Kau, in Mombasa, in Kwale, all over the place, in Tanariver. If you come to the history of missioneering, you have the same all over the region. You come to the history of missionary, not missionary, but the history of war. We have footprints all over the place. We have Garsen, we have Madogo Junction, we have Italian footprints in Chewele, we have others just before Hola, 4 kilometers from there. They call it Harambe Simiti. We have the Germans in Witu. We have the Portuguese in Ozi and Mgombani. We have the same Arabs following through the king of the Sultan of Oman, King Hussein and Fumo Liongo, all that in Kau, in Witu. We have, of course, the history of religion. Mambrui as the biggest Islamic school then to Mnazini, then to Masalani, all the way, the whole of that region. And you come to the history of now the Bantu immigration, the immigration of the Orma, the immigration of the Bajuni, the immigration of different communities. So we have very serious footprints of all these people in the whole of this region. So we agreed that now we have a partnership to expand tourism to the entire coast region. But again, looking at it as a biodiversity in different things, then the need for conservation, biodiversity protection, and ecosystem restoration programs, all of them were part of the discussion with our partners in Italy and the EU and the rest of them that we have today. So Waziri, at a JKP region also, apart from Tana, our agenda is that we still need more of partners to work together so that we exploit the potential in the region. As a Tana, we had said that we want to move away from this story of potential and always problems. We said our agenda in Tana is to move from that to the story of potential plans, progress, and prosperity. And so along that pillar, we shape our vision to what we are doing today. So today's meeting is basically to synergize, looking at all these visions from counties to the region to national government, so that, as you say, we get it right and start it right. So, Waziri, mimi nataka nichukue fursa hii kukushukuru kwa sababu ya kutupanga tuje tukae hapa tuzungumze haya mambo yote, lakini mwisho wa siku tukubaliane ya kwamba tuzunguke dunia hii yote, tutafute watu wa kushikana pamoja ili tuchukue uwezo wa Tana na kaunti na jumuiya pamoja.